Hello and welcome to lesson number 6. I'm Lee Jenkins. Jim Rohn wrote, motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Now in lesson 2, we spoke a lot about paradigms. And paradigms are a multitude of habits. And in many cases, you're going to find that they're other people's habits. Now when you woke up this morning, let's think about this. What did you do first? Did you hop in the shower? Maybe you checked your email or grabbed a muffin from the kitchen. Did you brush your teeth before or after all of this? What about your children? What did you say to them on the way out the door? And when you're heading to work, which route did you take? When you got there, did you check your email again? Did you chat with colleagues? Or did you jump right into writing a memo or something? Now, what about lunchtime? Did you have a salad or a hamburger? When you got home that night, did you go for a run or did you pour yourself a drink and eat dinner in front of the TV? Now, William James wrote, all our life, so far as it has definite form, is but a mass of habits. Most of the choices we make each day may feel like they're products of a well-considered decision-making, but they're not. They're habits. Even though each habit means relatively little on its own, over time, the meals you order, what we say to our children at night, whether we save or we spend, or how often we exercise, and of course the way we organize our thoughts and work routines, have enormous impacts on our health, productivity, financial security, and of course happiness. It's been written that more than 40% of the actions people form each day were not actually decisions at all, but were habits. Countless people, from Aristotle to Oprah, have spent much of their lives trying to understand why habits exist, but only in the last few decades have we really begun understanding how habits work, and more importantly, how we can change them. You're going to hear people say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you know what? I don't believe that at all. You can change. But it's going to be a challenge because first, you must undo the negative habit patterns that have been part of you for most of your life. Now, the purpose of this lesson is to help you cement your good habits and replace your poor habits with ones that will make your life happier and more successful. Habits can be good, even inspiring. The whole art of living is to overcome bad habits, rise above them, and create habits that make for a phenomenal life. As we learned in the lesson on paradigms, we inherited the ways of doing things from our environment, such as parents, friends, associates. Some of those actions and thinking tools become part of us. They become automatic. We will repeat them again and again for months and years, and perhaps even for the rest of our lives. Habit patterns operate not only in an action, though, such as typing or perhaps tying your shoes or driving a car, but our emotional reactions and feelings also depend on patterns of habit. You can develop a good habit of thinking of yourself as a worthwhile, constructive person with goals for every day of your life, or you can think of yourself as a failure, a person of no worth at all. And this way of thinking is a habit. As you recall from lesson 1 on the mind, the subconscious mind is the part of the mind that expresses whatever is impressed upon it. That expression is what we refer to as doing. Therefore, your subconscious mind is controlling what you do. Habits are ideas that are fixed in your subconscious mind and cause you to do things, sometimes without any conscious thought at all. Now, as you recall, a paradigm is a multitude of habits. It's the paradigm that causes our habitual behavior. That will explain why we don't do things that we want to do. And we don't get the results we want to get. But we do them anyways. This is because of the paradigm in your subconscious mind. It's controlling your actions and your behavior. For anyone to experience change in their personal or professional life, there must be a change in the primary cause of their results. That's their paradigm or their conditioned habits. One common error is trying to change results by changing behavior. Generally, this change is only going to be temporary. Although behavior causes results, it's the secondary cause. The primary cause is in the paradigm. We can start to change the habits or paradigm when we understand how this subconscious mind is programmed in the first place. But knowing is not enough to change the results. When you start understanding paradigms, it will start to become obvious that high producers are not generally successful simply because of what they know, but rather because of what they actually do. Their habits, their paradigm, one way or another, are all in line with the results that they desire. It's their paradigms that are producing the results. Focusing on your habits, the paradigm, will help you to understand why you're doing what you're doing. With this new awareness, everything will start to change. The best way to influence your thoughts and create new habits independent of your environment is through your higher set of your mind, your intellect. Now here's the problem. In the past, we've never been conditioned to work with our intellect. We can easily name off all our 5 physical senses, but if I asked you to name off your 6 intellectual faculties, you'd probably be guessing at best. Why? Well, it's because we've never been taught these. Yet it's the proper use of these intellectual faculties that will allow us to control the way that we think. And the good news is that they're like mental muscles, and just like physical muscles, they can be developed through exercise. And when developed and used properly, we can enhance our thoughts and produce whatever we want in our lives. So here they are. Your intellectual faculties are perception, will, imagination, memory, intuition, and reason. Now, our perception is our point of view. When we see something that is causing us to think something cannot be done, well, we can change our perception of that situation and originate an idea on how it can be done. Now, our will is what gives us the ability to focus and concentrate, the ability to hold one picture on the screen of our mind to the exclusion of all outside distraction. Now, imagination is a powerful source. Your imagination gives you the ability to originate new and original images. It allows you to create a fantasy. It allows you to see yourself as the person that you truly want to be. It's your imagination that allows you to create the life that you desire. Now, when it comes to memory, understand our memory is perfect. There's no such thing as a bad memory. There's only weak memories and strong memories. Now, intuition, it's with your intuition that you pick up the vibration and you translate those vibrations into your mind. Now, Wayne Dyer actually said, and I love this, he said, if prayer is us talking to God, intuition is God talking to us. Now, reason is what gives us the ability to think. It gives you the ability to choose your thoughts. With your reasoning factor, you have the ability to create new ideas and pictures of all the things that you want. Now, Napoleon Hill wrote, an educated person is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated person is one who has so developed the faculties of their mind that they can acquire anything they want, or its equivalent, without violating the rights of others. When you dissect a habit, you'll notice that it's actually a continuous loop that includes 4 elements: thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. When you look at your results and you let the results register in your mind, the results cause you to think. The thinking produces the feeling causes the action, and the action produces the result. The same result. This is precisely why the majority of our population keep getting the same results year after year. They continue to struggle. Why? Because it's a habit. Immediately stop permitting the outside world to control your mind. Objectively observe what is going on in your outside world. Don't be part of it. When one of these elements is left out of the equation, the loop implodes and that habit is broken. So here are the fundamental ingredients of each: thoughts, feelings, actions, and results in creating a new habit. Now, thoughts, it starts with a thought which creates an image in your conscious mind, generally triggered by one of your 5 physical senses. This new image will inspire you to do something. And any new habit that a person creates must have a trigger, a call to action, let's say. So successful people use triggers that work for them, the ones that create a knee-jerk reaction. They use the surroundings of their homes or offices to create the triggers. For example, workout clothes laid out the night before in the same place each time can create a trigger working out first thing in the morning when you see the clothes. Now, next is our feelings. The image that was triggered by your thoughts will cause an emotional response in your subconscious mind. Now, those feelings are what's going to cause your next step, which is action. Your behavior or actions comes from both the image that you created with your thoughts and the motivation or feelings that image caused. Now, your motivation could be, let's say a college degree or owning your own business. Perhaps you just simply want to become more productive. Keeping your behavior pattern, that habit, on track means it's going to lead to something that you're enthusiastic about. You may want to be, say, getting into better shape for an upcoming event, or maybe you want to learn another language before you travel overseas. Asking yourself why, asking these questions, why you want to create the habit, is going to help it stick. It's going to lead to the ultimate end of the loop, which is the reward you get at the finishing line. It's that new result. Consciously observe that new result, adapt to the new result. This will trigger new thoughts that will create new images of how to improve them. Remember, it starts with the thought. The thought causes the feeling causes the action causes the new result. So take a look at your new result, adapt, and start a new train of thought. Remember, to stay in charge of you. Don't let the outside world control you. You control the outside world. Now, when it comes to highly successful people, you'll find they have the habit loop figured out. Now, their loops may be more complex than habits that you're beginning to create, but it provides them with the same level of satisfaction and keeps them on the right path. As you're probably aware, one very important element of the loop is action. So I put together 8 key points here that are going to help you in creating a habit of taking action. Number 1 is be someone who does things. Be a doer. Then don't wait until conditions are perfect, because you know what? They never will be. And expect future obstacles and difficulties and solve them as soon as they arise. Remember, ideas alone are not going to bring you success. Ideas have absolutely no value unless you act upon them. So use action to cure fear and gain confidence. Do what you fear, and fear will disappear. Just try it. I think you'll find that's true. Don't wait for the spirit to move you. Take action, and you move the spirit. Think in terms of now, because tomorrow, next week, later, and similar words are often synonyms with the failure word, never. Become a I am starting right now type of person. Get down to business. Don't waste time getting ready. Start acting instead. Seize the initiative. Be a crusader. Pick up the ball and run. Be a volunteer. Show that you have the ability and ambition to do it. Get it in gear and get going. So that's going to bring us to the end of this particular lesson. But I want you to understand it's really just the beginning. It's time for you to focus on your personal power guide. You're going to find that I've laid out some excellent questions that require you to really think carefully. I want you to review the ideas and the exercises and the tools that are offered as soon as possible and as often as possible. There's absolutely no substitute for persistence. It can't be replaced by any other quality. Those who cultivate the habit of persistence are going to enjoy a great deal of insurance against any future failure. You know, Napoleon Hill said there may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. So remember, we really don't need more information to do a better job or to get better results. We have to start doing what we already know how to do. We need to form habits that will lead us to the results that we desire. Now, Thomas Edison said, if we all did the things we were really capable of doing, we would literally astonish ourselves. Well, I think it's time for us to astonish. Until next time, I'm Lee Jenkins.